So status updates. I want to talk about status updates now, and this is the equivalent of a tweet basically. And again, this is a quote from Salesforce and Smart Insights back in June 2013. 50% of LinkedIn members are more likely to purchase from a company they engage with on LinkedIn. Well, if that's true, then we want to engage with as many people as possible, and one of the best ways of engaging with audiences on LinkedIn, making sure that we're remaining present and top of mind for our current connections, but also giving us the opportunity to spread our word a little bit further, is by using status updates. And essentially a status update is just like a tweet or a Facebook update. You post your comment in the little box that you see there where it says share an update. And then when you share it, you're given two options. Three options actually, sorry. You can either share it publicly, so that goes out to everybody. You can share it to your connections only, so only those that are connected with you will be able to see your update. Or what you can do is you can share it publicly and to Twitter. Now, I spoke earlier about adding your Twitter account to your LinkedIn profile. This is one of the reasons why. Because if you can use Twitter and LinkedIn together, it just amplifies the reach that you have across the social space. You used to be able to, up until I think 2012, you used to be able to tweet on Twitter, of course, and you used to be able to put the little in hashtag, and that got updated. That tweet went through as a status update on LinkedIn, but they fell out with each other and you can't do that anymore, but you can do it the other way around. So if you want to post an update on LinkedIn, which we recommend you do, and there's more information about posting updates in the resources, then post that update, but make sure the sharing options are set to public and Twitter, and it will amplify your message not only across LinkedIn, but also across Twitter as well. So, a couple of bits of information around best practice for status updates. So, the first thing we've got to do is consider your audience's needs and wants. Only share content that you think will be informative, entertaining, or interesting or valuable to your audience. Sometimes we get a little bit bogged down with what we're interested in and what we think could be interesting. Instead, we need to look at it through our target audience's eyes a little bit more. You could ask your connections questions in your status updates, thereby encouraging and increasing that engagement factor that you have with your current connections. You can add links to your updates to other media. Add links in your updates to other media. So, for example, if you've written a blog and you want to promote that blog, then you can write a status update on LinkedIn saying, check out my latest blog for 5 ways to do X, Y, and Z, for example. You can follow relevant and popular discussions. So if we know there's a particularly hot topic on LinkedIn Pulse, for example, we can see how this is starting to pull together a little bit more now. If we can see there's a particular hot topic, then we can create a status update around that topic of conversation. If it's been spoken about a lot on LinkedIn, then there's a good chance that your status update will be picked up on, and more people will be able to see your status update, i.e. making you aware or making you more visible to the wider LinkedIn network, some of which, of course, going to contain your target audience. And another thing that you can do is you can use @mentions. Now, I'll give you an example of what these @mentions are. So if I wanted to talk to Tesco's, so I found an article online about how Sainsbury's have done very well with a particular marketing campaign, for example. I could post a link to that article and I can shout it out to Tesco. So I can say, check out this article at Tesco. And what that will mean is Tesco's will see my update in their newsfeed, and that makes me more visible to the wider organisation of Tesco's. Now, that's one way that I can directly talk to Tesco's in a professional environment. Of course, I can do this on Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is, but those are very consumer-driven platforms. This, as we know, LinkedIn is a B2B platform, and this enables us to talk to them in a business-to-business environment by sharing something with them that's particularly useful. Now, of course, you don't have to be targeting companies such as Tesco's. You can target whoever you want. I just took this screenshot as an example to show you what @mentions are. The biggest benefit of @mentions is the fact that when you mention somebody in a status update, that status update then will be sent to their newsfeed and their company updates, and they will be able to see that you're talking either about them or to them. Either way, it's a great way of opening those channels of communication.